The tale of stone soup is a European folk story that has been told for generations. Its author and time of origin is unknown. In different countries, the stone may be replaced by nails, an axe, wood, or other inedible items. Though the characters or the items may change, the moral of the story does not. It was a few winters after the shift happened. The community had come together. We were survivors, but it had been a tough year. Things were coming apart at the seams. Everyone was hungry, and fear was creeping in. Would we survive the winter? Then, one day, a stranger arrived from the outlands. The folks watched curiously as he settled down outside. He spoke to no one. Just set down what appeared to be his only belonging. It looked to be an old cast iron pot. To everyone's astonishment, the stranger gathered wood and set about making a fire. Then he pulled an old bandana from his pocket, and inside was a stone. He put the stone into the pot and poured some water in. Hungrily, we watched, mystified, as the stranger boiled the stone. We wondered, was the stranger crazy? Perhaps he had a secret. We had to find out, so we approached him slowly. One of us asked the stranger, "What are you doing?" To which he replied, "I'm making stone soup." We all laughed at the stranger as he continued stirring the pot, until we watched him taste the soup. It looked as though he was tasting the heartiest soup we could imagine. Then, as our mouths watered and our bellies rumbled, the stranger turned to us and said, "I would gladly share my soup with all of you, but it's not quite done yet." Confused, we asked what the stranger meant. He said, "Well, as delicious as stone soup is, it always tastes better with a bit of cabbage." I stood forward and said, "I have some cabbage we can add." I brought forth the cabbage, and the stranger added it to the pot. The process continued until each of the folks in the community had added something to the pot. It didn't take long before there was a hot and steaming pot of delicious stone soup. All of the folk now stood together, hungry no more, for all of us had eaten our fill. The stranger then began to clean his pot and make ready to leave. As the others began to thank him for sharing the soup, I noticed the stone laying on the ground. I quickly picked it up and offered it to the stranger. He refused and told me to keep it as a gift. I told him that I could not accept such a valuable gift, but he was already leaving. I could swear I heard him laughing as he said, "No worries, I'll find another." There are a number of valuable lessons to be learned from this story. From the ideas of a community pooling resources instead of keeping them hidden away, to the idea of using objects in a manner they are not intended to be, or the idea that just taking the first step will lead you to a better and more beneficial circumstance. Perhaps that every single person has value no matter the situation. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the story of stone soup. What do you offer to your community?